Hi, this is David McCann for WebTNG. In this video, I'm looking at the top 20 block-based themes in the WordPress theme directory. When I say top 20, I mean the most popular, the 20 with the most active installs. I'm going to more or less go through the list in order, beginning with number 1, the most popular block theme, and then work my way down to 20. However, I won't go in order totally because several of the themes on the list have the same author, and as you'll see, it makes sense to look at all those themes together. I'll show you why that is as we go through them. But before we start looking at the top themes, I want to show you a couple of things about block themes and differences between block themes and classic themes, so that as we're looking at block themes, you'll be able to recognize what are the unique features. Okay, so I have here a test site with the 2023 theme, a core theme. You see I've got some demo posts here that we can use to look at. Okay, and if we go and look at one of the posts, you'll see it has the post date down here at the bottom in the footer of the post. If we go in and edit the post, I want to show you this in the post editor, that all the themes today now have these patterns. And this group of patterns here, this is standard WordPress. I'll show you what I mean. If we look here, we see there's this pattern here with this design of lines, looks a little bit like a fingerprint or something. And if we look at the banners, we see these banners here, right? This one, Monk, and some of the others. When we look at one of the block themes from third party, I'm going to show you that we see these there as well. Because one of the features of themes, both classic and block themes, is that they can add patterns. These are collections of blocks that you can easily insert into your page. Now, when you're in the editor, remember we're in the 2023, and we go to look, there's no style guide or other special feature of 2023 up here. Okay, and if we go look at the menus, the only menu we have is this editor menu, and that's what takes us into the full site editor. When we're in the full site editor, we'll go and take a look at the single post here, and you'll see here's the template for the article we were just looking at, and it has the post date here in the footer. Now, if we wanted to remove the post date, we could just come in here and edit it and delete that right out. We have full control here of the template, but this is a little higher level of editing than some people might be used to. Probably only power users and site builders have experience editing theme templates, creating or editing theme templates. But with the site editor now, it's something that anybody can do. And if you look at the area up here, when you're in the site editor, there is this styles item up here on the top bar. And these are global styles, okay? And so we can go in and you see that there's this typography and color combination here. You can switch between the different pre-designed styles that the theme provides. I don't know if we're going to see much change on here. Oh yeah, we do, okay. So you can see that's pretty cool as something that would let people kind of get a unique look right off, even if they're not familiar with typography and colors. Now, another thing here is you can go into the typography itself and you can adjust these. You can go to the colors and you can adjust the colors that have been defined. And note here that they've got background, text, links, headings, buttons. These are global linked colors. If we change this here, it changes it in every place where that color has been used. So that's something that's different than we have with classic themes. The block themes have global linked colors built in, and the theme designer who created the theme, they defined these features in the theme.json file. They expose them then in this global styles area. And then one more feature that we have with the block themes is you can go into the style book, and here you can look at all of your blocks and you see what the defaults look like. Okay, so that's another feature of block themes that we don't have in classic themes. Now I'm going to go out of the editor, and I'm going to go and enable the Cadence theme. All right, and you notice with Cadence now, we don't have that editor menu to go into the site editor. And you customize using the customizer. Let's go look at our single post here. This is the way that the Cadence theme has defined the template for the single post. And here, if we wanted to hide the post date, we could go in here to meta and we could turn the date off. So with the customizer, it's a lot easier for the end user and maybe, clients to make these changes because you just go in and you toggle the options. However, the only options you can access are the ones that the theme developer made available to you. So you have more control with the site editor, but it's like a power tool, so you're more responsible for the result yourself. And I think that's one of the reasons why creators of classic themes are a little hesitant to create block themes, because many users may not want that level of control. Some do and some may not. All right, now let's go and look at a page. I just want to show you that here are these patterns. See, they're available even with classic themes. If we go look at the featured, here's that one with the fingerprint type thing. We go look at banners. As you see, we have the same banners here. When we're looking at patterns to see what's unique, it's not this list that we're looking at. We're going to see some other categories in order to see what unique patterns the block theme provides. All right, now before we start looking at the block themes, I want to go to the WordPress theme directory. There's this filter here where you can see block themes. You see today there are 299. A week ago, I think there were 287. Each week we're getting, maybe a dozen or more new block themes being added. The number's going up each week, the number of new ones. And what I did is a week ago, I went through the whole 287 block themes. Okay, and I counted up the number of active installs and made a list of all the ones that had at least 1,000 active installs. Okay, 1,000 isn't very many when you think of classic themes, but for block themes it is. And I got 56 themes with 1,000 or more active installs. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go look at the number one block-based theme with the most active installs is Raft. Okay, Raft is from ThemeIsle. Interesting, ThemeIsle has two themes in the top 10 in the classic theme category, Neve and Hestia. And about 7 months ago, ThemeIsle released their first block-based theme, Raft, and they also released the pro version of their blocks add-on, ApoloBlocks. And that's paid off for them. They have now the number one block-based theme. You notice it's been updated recently, and you see it's got 14 5-star reviews. That's actually very good for a block theme. Now, you're going to look at 10,000, you're going to say that's not very many because Astra, for instance, has more than 1 million. And this is 100 times less than that. So yes, block themes have a much smaller market share than classic themes. However, it is growing, and I think by looking at the top block themes, we're going to start to see some of the characteristics which are making certain block themes more popular than others. All right, let's go back to our test site here, and let's activate Raft. Now, I've activated this before, but the first time you activate it, Raft is going to prompt you to install ApoloBlocks. It's one of those kind of like wizards where you install it and then it prompts you to activate it, and then you get the extra features. And some classic themes have that, like Ocean WP or Blocksy, where even the free theme has a companion plugin. But oftentimes for block themes, the quote-unquote companion plugin is a blocks add-on. I guess that makes sense when you're thinking that in the full site editor, you're working with blocks. You may have noticed we have an extra setting here for menus. And this is the same menu area that you may be used to from classic themes. ThemeIsle has just enabled that for their users to make it a little easier. You'll notice that when we looked at 2023, it didn't have this. Some block themes enable this and some don't. I think the expectation by the WordPress core team is that you'll create your menus in the site editor, but many people will find this easier. Okay, if we look in the tools and settings, there are no other menus created when you just install the theme without the block. Okay, if we go to the home page, this is what the homepage looks like. You can see that they've given us a designed page here. We don't have the blog that you often see with a classic theme as the default homepage. Now they've got these menu items here, but they don't do anything. Okay, this is just a design that you can use as a starting point. And if we go to look at a new page and we look at these patterns, remember here we'll see, here's our fingerprint pattern, here are our banners. Okay, so those are common coming from WordPress core. But we go down here, we have Raft patterns, and these are ones that the theme has added. Okay, and so those are nice features. They might help you get started quickly, like here's some pricing grid and a team section, things like that. You'll notice over here there's no special icon here for the Raft theme kind of built in. Now if we go to the editor, and let's go into the front page, for instance, we see that we have the global styles panel. And if we browse the styles, you can see they have 12 different color palettes. Okay, that's pretty cool that you can change between those. Here are the linked colors. And here's the layout options. Okay, now let's go and let's enable their plugin, ApoloBlocks. And you notice we immediately start getting upgrade options, but that's okay. And we look down here and we have an Otter menu. All right, and now we get a lot more features. Some of these that you see with block add-ons, but some of these things that also might be in a theme. You know, you can enable a custom CSS module, block animations, visibility conditions, you know, optimization, schema options, highlight dynamic text, integrations with Google Maps for fonts. Oops, that's a pro option for reCAPTCHA. And they show you what the differences are in the free versus pro. So my intent here is not to actually look at all of the different block add-ons as well, but let's go look at a page. Look at the patterns. Okay, these are the ones that we've seen are common, and we looked at the Raft patterns. ApoloBlocks adds some more. Okay, so these are additional ones that you get with ApoloBlocks. And then ApoloBlocks adds in some block settings here. This is the #1 theme, Raft. ThemeIsle also has in #9 position this theme called Jaxon. You see it has 4.5 out of 5 stars, 2 5-star reviews. It's called a minimalistic theme. It's got 3,000 active installs. ThemeIsle also has another theme, Riverbank, which is #11 with 2,000 active installs and 5 5-star reviews. See, a much different style. And then they also have Bjork, which is the 13th most popular with more than 2,000 active installs and 5 5-star reviews. They actually have 4 themes in the top 20. Now, if I go back to our test site, I'm going to go and turn off the ApoloBlocks plugin. Okay, and I'm going to go to Appearance Themes, and we'll go to Jaxon. All right, so we get a new home page, different styles, different block layout here. Okay, if we go to look at a page, we see that they have Jaxon patterns, which are going to be different. Okay, if we look, we don't have any other menu, so that's just like Raft without the blocks plugin added on. We have the menus item added here, and if we go into the editor, then we have the same thing here, right? We have, in this case, only 6 different style options. And, okay, topographies and colors. This is why I think I could show it to you together with Raft, because the difference between Raft and Jaxon is just the design. There are no additional features. Okay, and so that means that we can now look at Riverbank. See, it's offering, this is the first time I've activated that, and it's giving you the option to activate ApoloBlocks. See, that's what I was talking about when you first install. If we go look at the front end, we see, okay, we have a different design. Okay, if we go to the themes now, and we look at Bjork, which is another from ThemeIsle. Again, a different design. But like these others, we have an extra menu here. We don't have any specific theme menu. Those are the 4 ThemeIsle themes. I think they could be congratulated for having 4 themes in the top 20. The difference between the themes are the different designs and the different patterns, the different layouts of the blocks and things like that. So now let's go and take a look at the #2 theme. And this is Zeever. It's by Jegstudio. You can see it also has 10,000 active installs. So it's kind of tied with Raft, but I put Raft in #1 because Raft had perfect 5-star reviews. And you can see that Zeever has 2.5 stars. Kind of a mixed review here. Zeever is one of the older themes. I think it's 11 or 12 months old. But you can see it's very stylish. Let's go back and let's activate that one. When you install Zeever, you're prompted to install their Gutenberg plugin. Okay, and it says when you do that, then you can access Zeever templates. and 40 free blocks. Let's go look at what we have here. We do have a new menu item that appeared. You can see they also enabled menus, but let's go look here. And you can see this is like an ad. We don't actually get anything yet. Here's the home page so you can see what it looks like. Okay, I think it's attractive, the color and layout and everything. If we go into the site editor without loading in their plugin yet, just to see what we get out of the box, you can see we don't have those extra style options. These are their typography settings, their color palette, and linked colors and layout. Okay, if we go out and take a look at a page, these are the patterns that come with Zeever. Okay, and now if we go and we enable their Gutenverse plugin, you can see we have their blocks, themes, settings, system status, update notice. I want to look at their theme list. Okay, this is themes by Gutenverse. This will be relevant in a minute because we're going to look at a couple of their other themes. If we look at the settings, their block plugin has a form builder option. You have some breakpoint options and some layout options. If we look at a page now, there's Zeever Gutenverse patterns now as well. We have an extra list of patterns. Okay, and we also have this Gutenverse library option. These things that say layouts, these are actually their themes again, but they also have sections that you can add. And if we go into the editor now, we look here, nothing has changed there, but note that they do have these color variables and font variables. So that's kind of interesting the way they've done that. They've created some CSS variables and assigned colors to them. And they did the same with the font options. So that's kind of cool. Zeever is the #2 theme. Intrace is the #3 theme. It's got 6,000 active installs. And then Startupzy has 5,000 active installs. Okay, and that's #4. So you notice we're on #4. We've already gone from 10,000 to 5,000 active installs. Okay, and now if we go and we go to our themes and we look at Intrace, this is what that looks like. And you can see it's got this top bar and it's kind of a dark gold and black or golden gray, white, kind of elegant looking design. Okay. And if we look at a page, by now you're going to see, right, we have the basic patterns and we have the Gutenverse patterns. I think these probably use the blocks, and that's the difference of those. That's why they're added separately. That's Intrace, and now if we go look at Startupzy, okay, here we have this kind of blue and white design. So you see those are attractive and nice. Again, the difference in this theme from the others is the design and the patterns that come with it. Okay, so we've looked at 1 through 4 now. Let's look at the 5th most popular theme. And that's Zoologist. It's by Automattic. That has 4,000 active installs. Okay, 1 5-star review. But you see, it's a child theme of Blockbase. And this is the Blockbase theme. This has 2,000 active installs. A little odd because you think it would have the same number as Zoologist. Zoologist is number 5, Blockbase is number 19. However, there's a plugin that you can install called Create Block Theme, where you can save out a child theme just as its own theme. So I'm guessing that's probably what happened. And if we go now back to our test site, we'll disable that. And we'll go to our themes and we'll enable Zoologist. Visit the front end, and this is what it looks like. And if we look at a page, the extra patterns we have is from Blockbase. Okay, so Zoologist doesn't have its own extra patterns. We look at the menus. We have a customize, but we don't have that menu item. If we click customize, we go in here, we can add our logo and change the name. We can set the home page. We can do a font, but they're saying go to the site editor to change that. And add additional CSS. So this is actually kind of unusual for Automattic, but I think this is because Blockbase, which is the parent theme, is actually 2 years old. So this is one of the first block themes that came out, or the parent theme was. If we go into the site editor, all right, and we look at the styles, you can see they have 6 different color font options. And they have their typography, their linked colors, global colors, and the layout. So this is Zoologist, which is number 5, and Blockbase, which is number 19. If we go to now number 6 is Bjork by Anders Noren. I think he's a pretty well-known theme author. He has 2 themes in the top 20. This is number 6. He also has number 17, which we'll look at. Has 3,000 active installs, 5 5-star reviews. It's a minimal theme for blogs and websites, it says. Let's go take a look at that. We'll activate that. We'll go to the home page. Yep, pretty minimal. It does have side header, a cider. So that's something different about this. If we look at a page, we can see it has some blog layouts. So different patterns for blog layouts, that's nice. It has a call to action blocks and general blocks. Those are the patterns that it has. You'll notice there is no extra menu item here. We go into the editor and we go look here. We see that it does have 8 different styles. So that's nice. And then here are the typography options, colors, and the layout options. So that's number 6, Bjork. And then if we go and look at number 17, it's called Oaknut. Okay, it has 2,000 active installs. It's still on version 1. So it hasn't gotten any updates, doesn't have any reviews or ratings. If we go back to our theme list and activate this, This is one of those link tree alternatives where you can have your social media links. That's kind of the design and purpose of this theme. Okay, it's kind of a personal theme. It's not like a professional kind of design. If we look at patterns, you see it just has one. And if we go into the editor, it does have a bunch of different color combinations. Okay, so I guess that's how you would customize it. Okay, and then it's got the layout, color, and typography options. Now, one of the interesting things, these themes, Bjork and Oaknut, they don't have any block add-on. Okay, this is just totally design options, design differences. Now let's go to number 7, Extendable by Extendify. See, it's got 4 5-star reviews. It's got 3,000 plus active installs. It's been updated recently. And this is an older theme. It's 11 months old, but it's gotten lots of updates. So the theme author is keeping it up to date. That might be one reason why it is popular. Extendify does not have a block add-on like some of them. If we go to the theme homepage, you see that's on GitHub. If we go and activate this now, okay, we don't have any extra menu items. If we go and look at the front, this is kind of the default, what it looks like here. Okay, if we go and look at a new page, okay, there are no extra patterns that we see here. And if we go into the editor, we do see that it has also a number of color and font options. And I'm guessing that's one of the reasons why this is popular, because of all those options. It's a stylish theme, and it has these color and font options. It's been around a long time, but it's regularly updated. Okay, then at number 8, we have Ona by DeoThemes. It has 3,000 active installs, 4.5 stars. If we go back into WordPress, and let's activate this. You notice that they recommend MailChimp for WordPress, and then they have setup instructions. If we look on the front, you see that it's very stylish. Okay, and if we go and look at a page, see there are a lot of patterns here. General patterns, footers, headers, sidebars, post patterns, pages, forms, and testimonial. So they have a lot of patterns with this one. And then if we look, we have a menu item here. They have a number of demos that you can install. And I think this theme uses Freemius. And then if we go into the editor, we don't have these font color sets. Instead, they have those different demos. We have this one, we have the typography, the color palette, and the layout. That's Ona. I think it's popular because they have so many patterns and because they have the different demos. This is number 8, but number 9 is Jaxon, which we looked at already from ThemeIsle. Then number 10 is BlockPress, And an interesting thing about BlockPress, you see it's got pretty good rating here, is that when you install and activate it, note that it recommends Greenshift. And I don't think this theme has any relationship with Greenshift, but they have the option to use it with Greenshift. And we'll see Greenshift again in just a minute. Okay, if we look at the home page, that's what this looks like. See, it's attractive. If we go and look at a page, we see that they don't have the regular standard WordPress patterns. Instead, they have their patterns, which we have footers, general, header, heroes, parts, pages, and queries. So they have different kind of query loop layout options. BlockPress does add a menu item, and if we go and look in settings, see they have a local font loader, so that's nice. And there's a place where you can add your custom scripts. If we go and look in the editor, they have different styles here: default, no margin, no underline, circle shapes. Okay, so a little bit different than we've seen in some of the others. If we go here, we have our style and typography combinations, and then typography, colors, and layout options. The next one, which is number 12, number 11 is Riverbank that we already looked at. Number 12 is Greenshift. So this is an interesting theme because this is one of the first ones we're going to see where the theme author is starting to really kind of push the full site editor and the feature options. It's got 2,000 active installs, 3 5-star reviews. We go and install this now. It's going to recommend Greenshift also, and we'll turn this on in just a minute. Just to look at it first before turning on the plugin, this is what it looks like here. If we go to a new page, you see we have these Greenshift patterns. Look familiar to the previous theme. Okay, and here we have a new menu item theme options. We can set our font families. We can enable a progress bar, a back to top button. So these are things they haven't seen before. A night mode class, and then the place for custom code. And if we go into the editor, go into the editor and look at the browse styles, we see that it has several styles. And then we have the typography, the colors, and the layout options. Okay, but let's go and let's now activate the plugin. We have the Greenshift plugin options. There are these settings, your CSS location. You can set breakpoints. You can delay the Greenshift JavaScript files and their API keys for Google. But some of these things you see are kind of theme related, not just plugin related. Under add-ons, you can upgrade to their paid version of Greenshift. Then here is something different. You can save templates that you create, and they show up as reusable blocks, and they show up here. and you can import them from JSON. Yes, these are the same theme options that we had before. We look in the editor, and here you have options for mega menu. You see up here we have Greenshift settings for global colors, global topography, breakpoints, custom presets. We have templates that you can download, and then there are the styles here. I guess the same that we already looked at. Okay, so they're starting to do a little bit more. The Greenshift blocks have a lot of support for dynamic data and animations and other features. Now we go to number 14. Number 13 is Fork from ThemeIsle that we already looked at. This is number 14 from Rising Themes. It's a music band type of focus. It has 2,000 active installs and 2 5-star reviews. An interesting thing about Elevated Lite is that this is one of the first ones that we've seen so far that has a pro version. So most of the ones we've seen have add-ons through blocks, but this one adds a pro version of the block theme, which gives you more color options, Google font options, layout options, shortcodes, sliders, widgets, blog layouts, icon pack, and so on. And so if we go and we install Elevate, we say they have enabled menus. They've also enabled background and these other features. So they have site identity, colors, background image, menus, homepage, additional CSS. So these are core WordPress classic theme, but then they've added colors. Okay, and let's look in the front end. Okay, so I guess that looks attractive. And if we go look at a new page, we see they have these patterns here that they're adding. And if we go into the editor, these are the styles that they have here. And they do not have the different font and color sets. Maybe those come with the Pro version, I'm not sure. Okay, so that's Elevated Lite. And then if we go to take a look at the next one, number 15, BlockMag. It's also got 2,000 active installs, 4.5 5-star reviews. It builds itself as a magazine style theme from Catch Themes. And if we go to the theme homepage for this, it has an upgrade to Pro version, which is $60 a year. And it has a full site editor Pro plugin. Looks like it extends core blocks and adds more design options. So if we go and let's activate this one. So they have the options for the Pro upgrade. We see they added a menu item here, which is again free versus Pro, so there are no new features here. If we go to the front end, this is what their take on a magazine style looks like. If we look at a page, they have these additional patterns here. And if we go into the editor, we see it has a topography, colors, and layout. This is another theme that if you want extra features, then you would need to go for the Pro version. Now this next one is a little bit different. It's called PhotoBrust by WEN Themes. Also has 2,000 active installs. It's built as a photography theme. Okay, if we look on the theme homepage, you see they also have a Pro version. Annual licensing. See, it's been a while since it's been updated. It's $59 a year. These are the extra features. You have additional blocks, video pop-ups, header search, header social, slider, contact map with image, and CTA. Okay, so these are additional features that they offer in their Pro version. If we go and activate that, okay, they then are, advertising the Pro version. This probably looks familiar to you. Now they have a menu here, but it's, for upgrade kind of options. If we look on the front page, this is attractive. Doesn't really look like a photo type theme. Okay, but if we go look at pages, these are the additional patterns that they have. Here we go into the editor. Okay, again, we don't have the kind of style kits that we have on some of the other ones. We just have the topography, colors, and layout options. And I'm guessing that you get the additional features from the Pro version. Number 17 is Oaknut, which we already looked at. So number 18 is AploBlocks by AploWeb. It has 2,000 active installs. We see it was recently updated, not that long ago. No reviews yet. And let's go and activate that one. And when you do, then they prompt you to install and activate AploBlocks. So we go here, we see they have an information page, but that's the only new menu item. If we go to the home page, this is what that looks like, which is attractive with their kind of entrance animations. If we go and look at a page, we see here are their additional patterns. And if we go into the editor, they have these entrance styles. Shadow filter, pull styles, polygon mask, image mask, general styles, and advanced. So they have these extra features here. Then they have the topography, colors, and layout options. So that was AploBlocks. Number 19 is Blockbase, which we already saw. And that brings us to the last one we're going to look at, which is Spectra 1. This is by Brainstorm Force, the makers of the Astra theme. This is a pretty new theme. See, it's already got 5 5-star reviews. It's got 1,000 active installs. And if we go and activate Spectra 1, so they prompt you to install and activate Spectra, their block add-on. Spectra plugin, the blocks add-on. It invites us to customize, which I think will take us into the editor. So we get a new menu item here for Spectra. They are working on a pro version, but they don't have that yet. There are the blocks that you can enable and disable. They have a lot of blocks in their collection. Then a lot of theme features that are enabled with the block plugin, like the content width, container padding, gap, block spacing, custom CSS, collapse panels, copy paste styles, automatic block recovery if there's an error. You can regenerate your assets. There's a templates button that we'll look at. This is to roll back to previous versions. The option to load Google Fonts locally and then preload them. There's reCAPTCHA. You can enable coming soon mode and select font families. Okay, if we go, this looks the same, but let's go look at a page. Okay, so let's look at the patterns. We don't see anything new, and you might think, gee, Spectra 1 doesn't have much with it. But note this button here. We go to these template kits. Look at the huge number of templates that come with this. Like these have 6 templates, 4 templates, 5 templates. These are full pages. So you can choose individual pages here to import. And they have just tons and tons. My goodness. I don't know how many there are here. Just a huge, huge number. And my guess here is that is going to really drive adoption of Spectra 1 theme. Then they also have patterns. This is where the patterns are. They have light and dark themed patterns. 285 patterns available. No other block-based theme, even with its add-on, block add-on has this many. And then they have wireframes as well. Okay, 58 different block wireframe. So if we go out, they have page settings. Okay, you can disable the header, disable the footer, enable a sticky header or transparent header. You can add custom CSS per page. Okay, so those are theme features that are available with the Spectra 1 theme and the Spectra blocks, the free Spectra blocks. If we go and look now in the editor, okay, you have the option to hide blocks on desktop, tablet, and mobile. And we have the style options. So fair number of these. Then we have the typography options, the color options, and the layout options. This is the Spectra 1 theme, which when you add the block add-on has a humongous number of templates and patterns and pre-designed content. So since we jumped around, here's the list of the top 20 block themes. You see Raft at the top and Spectra 1 at the bottom. The graphic shows the number of active installs, the theme author, if it had an add-on, and approximately when it was last updated. This graphic and the full list of the 56 themes that had more than 1,000 active installs is available on WebTNG in the summary article that goes with the video. All right, so we've looked at the top block themes, at the most popular ones. Now for some discussion and conclusions. In the beginning of the video, I showed the difference between classic and block themes and used as the example hiding a date. Classic themes are easier. You could just click on an option in the customizer, but you're limited to whatever options the theme author makes available. Block themes, on the other hand, you have more control and freedom, but it also requires more skill not to screw it up. You don't have the same guardrails as with the customizer. This is one of the differences between classic and block themes. Another big difference is focus. Today, most of the popular classic themes are those general purpose, page builder friendly themes with tons of options. Many of those options, especially in pro versions, go way beyond layout and design. The extensive feature list of classic themes is one reason people looking at block themes may wonder if that's all there is. What we see though with block themes is that they're focused more on design. Along with this design focus is a little bit of a return to a focus on niches. Something classic themes used to have, but that was replaced by these general purpose page builder themes. Some of the themes we looked at in the list had lots of patterns and templates, and it was interesting to note in the top 20 that a few of them were popular just for their designs. Now, while that's true, many of the top themes had something extra going for them. A few had pro versions that add more design and features, and some had companion block plugins that greatly extend the theme. A couple of the block add-ons started to bring back the kind of features people are used to seeing in classic themes, and I think that'll probably expand more. A few of the block add-ons supported custom fields and dynamic data, and these can be leveraged in the site editor to build advanced templates. Comparatively, install numbers for block themes is much lower, and some people find working in the site editor is clunky, and block themes are just starting now to catch people's attention. I found it interesting to see that ThemeIsle and Brainstorm Force, two of the big players in classic themes, had a strong presence in the top 20. I think this is a smart move for ThemeIsle and Brainstorm Force because they're getting into the game early. They're learning what makes a good block theme and what users want, and they're aligning themselves with the future of WordPress. So, good move, guys. I'm personally interested in working with custom post types, dynamic data, custom fields. So for me, in that list of top 20, the ones to watch are Raft and Greenshift and Spectra 1, because I think those will be the ones that have the features for more advanced site builders. So that's my look at the most popular block themes. There's a summary of the video available on the WebTNG website. I hope you enjoyed the video and got something out of it. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. It helps out a lot. Thank you for watching.